So here's my model. As you can see, it's already got a handful of sharps marked, which will come in handy in a second for the tool-free seam selection. Make sure your selection is set to edge select, click on one of the sharps, then Shift-G to pull up the similar selection menu, which also exists in the select menu drop-down up top, and choose sharpness. This is going to select all the marked sharps on your model. Then right-click to pull up the edge menu or use the drop-down above and choose Mark Seam. Now that your sharps are seamed, hit A to select the whole mesh and U to bring up the Unwrap menu, select Unwrap, and let's look at how well that UV came out. So there's a little bit of warping here. Mostly it looks okay, but it looks like not all of the seams were perfect. This can cause some warping in the materials later on, so it's not really ideal, but without extra time and tools in just a few clicks, it's not so bad. I'm just going to undo that now, and let's take a look at Zen UV. We're going to use the mark by angle function here. As you can see, I've got it set right now to 15 degrees, and it's selected and marked seams on almost all the marked sharps, plus it's added some extra seams to these little bumps around the sides. Your model may need some adjustment to the angle selection, so go ahead and change it if you think it's necessary. I think 15 is good for this mesh. Now I'm going to do the same unwrap. Hit A to select the whole mesh, then U to bring up the unwrap menu, where I'm going to select unwrap at the top. Now you can already see some differences here. That big island is nice and uniform, meaning there won't be warping or inconsistencies there in the materials, and you can see these little nubbins are split a little more and spread out a bit. It's possible for this to create some seaming in the texture, but opening it up this way can actually reduce the amount of warp and stretch in the texture, so for me this is a preferred method for my UV on this mesh. Everything else in this unwrap also looks very even, and I don't see anything overlapping or crisscrossing on itself, so I'm going to call it good.